Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I just want to talk about range of motion. I see this constantly in the gym. Constantly. Every gym I go to. And I don't go to any specialty gyms. I go to 24 Hour or Anytime Fitness, or I don't go to hardcore gyms. So I mainly just go to a regular gym that every other person would go to that has a membership. So take that into consideration when I talk about this. But range of motion is extremely important. You see people saying, look, I bench 225 pounds for 5 reps. And then I see what they're doing for 5 reps. And all they're doing is a half rep. So they might come down, they have their fully extended. Let me film this way, and they come down and they go like this. And they don't touch their chest. That's not a full rep, that's a half rep. You can't count that as 5 reps. You can't count that as 1 rep. You didn't do 1 rep. You did a half a rep. So the reasons why you want to do full reps, full range of motion, is a bunch of reasons actually. One, you should lighten the weight so you can get a full range and exercise that muscle group throughout that entire range. That's important. And it's important because you want to have a full stretch. It will work your muscle all the way through the range. You'll be stronger all the way through. Now you don't want to overextend, like for instance on a let's say a chest fly. You come out, right? You don't want to go and extend it too far, because then you're going to be sitting here and just working your shoulders and straining your shoulders. You don't want to throw your shoulders out, right? You want to have a full range of motion so that you get your chest to fully expand and then fully contract. So then you have a full range of motion through your chest, right? So these are important things because it'll get your muscles all the way extended and all the way contracted, and it will help have more growth. It opens up the fibers, it stretches them out. Another reason why you'd want to have it happen as in a full range of motion as a typical thing is that, for instance, let's say you're doing a bench press. You're doing your bench press, and this is your normal range of motion. Right here, your half rep, right? And you usually don't have a spotter. I don't use a spotter very often. So you're doing your half rep, and you put on a little bit heavier weight than normal, and you did your 3 reps, and you're like, I can do 1 more rep. Well, if you're used to doing this half rep, and that 1 more rep, is too much, and then all of a sudden you come all the way down here, well, hey, you might rip and tear some muscles because you're not used to doing that full range of motion. Your muscles are only used to going halfway and going back up. You're not used to coming all the way down and getting that full stretch. So your muscles have not atrophied, but they become what they used to call muscle bound. You didn't get full stretch all the time. So you want to do full range of motion. Now there are certain times when you want to do a partial motion, and I'll put up a video. I'll highlight it in the corner somewhere. But there is a guy in the gym I watched, and he was working on his bench press, and I asked him if I could video him because it was a great example of what people do on half rep. So if they're working on a certain part of the movement, he had a spacer placed on the bar, and so he came down. I'll do again like this. He came down, and his spacer on the bar made it so he could only go to this point, but he touched that spacer to his chest. He was working on his lockout, so he was working on the triceps more. So he's working on that lockout. That was the specific reason why he was doing his partial range. By and large, for most people, if you're just doing regular bodybuilding or you just want to do exercise, full range of motion is very important and the best thing you should do. There are other things. I'll give you another example. Curls. So people do what they call 21s. So they'll do half curl up from the bottom, half curl for 7. Then they'll come down for half curl for 7, and then they'll do a full curl. Now that's still getting your full range, right? You're still getting your full range, but you're focusing on one part or the other part of the bicep. I don't have any problems with those types of things as long as you do your full range of motion most of the time, and you work on these little weak spots you might have. That's cool. But if you're gonna do half reps all the time, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not gonna grow. You're not going to improve. You could cause damage to your muscles. You could cause muscle tears. So full range of motion is very important. And I see this over and over, like I said. I see this so often that people just don't do it. They think they're doing a lot of weight, but they're not, because they're not even doing a full rep. So anyway, those are my thoughts for today. Full range of motion is important. There are many reasons for it. I gave a few. For stretch, for full fiber activation. You want full fiber activation. Oh, another part of the full range of motion here. Let's talk about this real quick. Not only in your work, right? Not only in your work, you're doing full range all the way down to your chest, like on the bench press, all the way back up. Not only are you doing your full work on that, but you're going to be doing, you're going to stretch in between. So you'll do a set, and you'll sit here and you'll stretch. You'll stretch your arms out, you stretch your chest out in between your sets. That also helps to open up the fibers. You can stretch on a bar or whatever else. That will help open up the fibers. It keeps you limber, it keeps you stretched, it makes you work. You get some of your stretching done during your workout, but it also helps you in the long run with growth, because when you stretch those fibers out, you allow them to fill back in and repair themselves bigger and stronger than they were before. You don't get the muscle bound and bunched up. So those are just my thoughts today. I see it all the time. I see it multiple times every morning. I see it every morning. And so these are things that you should probably think about. And people go to the gym all the time. They think they know what they're doing, and they go and they do these half reps, and they think they're working, but they're not doing what they could be doing. They could be improving more. They could be doing and achieving more in their short time at the gym, rather than spending 2 hours and doing a half rep, which don't really count. So once again, those are my thoughts about full range of motion. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching, and remember to strive to arrive.